Hi everybody, I hope you're all safe and well. I'm going to read you a story called Rosie Snowdrop Wants to Go to the Seaside. It's illustrated by a lady called Jane Swan and the author is Henrietta Hawkins. This book was given to my children by my aunt and she met the author and she signed the book. So it's a very special story to us and I hope that you enjoy it too. Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. Rosie Snowdrop was a rather woolly white Westie with a wonky ear. She loved holidays by the seaside and building sandcastles, but more than anything she loved ice cream cornets. She put on her faded pink sun hat and sat in her basket using her paws to do some sums. 14 days of holidays, 7 ice cream cornets every day. That makes... She fell asleep, dreaming of a huge sandcastle decorated with ice cream cornets. She was woken by her friend Bodger knocking at the front door. "Wake up, Rosie Snowdrop. I've got bad news. I heard your family talking to my family in the park. You're not going to the seaside this year. You're going to a farm holiday. And to a farm with cats." Rosie Snowdrop was flabbergasted. No seaside holiday, no sandcastles, no ice cream cornets and lots of cats. Rosie Snowdrop hated cats. She must find a friend to go to the seaside with. She got out her mobile and rang Dally the Dalmatian. "Dally, the children are going to stay on a farm with lots of horrible cats. I hate cats. I want to go to the seaside. Will you come with me?" "I wish I could," said Dally, "but I'm going to a dog show. Why don't you try Dixie the Dachshund? I'm sure she'd love to come." So Rosie rang Dixie. "Oh, Rosie," said Dixie, "how kind of you to ask me. I'd love to come. I've never been to the seaside. But I've got chicken pox. At the moment, I'm even spottier than Dally." Rosie Snowdrop felt very cross. It wasn't that easy to find someone to go with. "Oh, well," she said to herself, "I'm sure Bodger will come." "Sorry, Rosie," said Bodger, "I can't come. I'm working in the newspaper office, but I could put an advertisement in the Doggy Daily for you." "What a cool idea," said Rosie Snowdrop, and this is what they put. "Friend wanted for camping holiday by the seaside. Must enjoy building sandcastles, eating ice creams and chasing cats. Emails to jill@rosiesnowdrop.co.uk. Rosie Snowdrop received 5 emails and she arranged to meet the dogs in the park nearby. She was rather nervous. "Oh, Bodger," she said, "I can't go by myself. Will you come with me?" "Of course," said Bodger, and off they went. The first dog was a huge Alsatian. He looked rather fierce. Rosie didn't think that she would want to share a tent with him. The Jack Russell didn't like building sandcastles. Rosie didn't want to go on holiday with him. The little Yorkshire Terrier seemed nice enough, but she admitted she really liked C-A-T-S, cats. Rosie didn't want to go on holiday with her. That left 2 overdressed poodles with ridiculous ribbons in their hair. Rosie Snowdrop heard them giggling and whispering to each other. "She needs to go to the hairdresser," said one. "And look at that ridiculous wonky ear," said the other. "We couldn't possibly go on holiday with her." As soon as they had left, Rosie Snowdrop burst into tears. "Am I really that ugly?" she said to herself. Next morning she felt much better. She got out her mobile and dialed 7777777. Bodger answered immediately. "Bodger, if nobody wants to come to the seaside with me, I'm going all by myself. I've got all my birthday money and my mobile, and if I wear my sun hat, no one will notice I've got a wonky ear." "Don't you think you might be lonely travelling by yourself?" asked Bodger. But Rosie Snowdrop wouldn't listen. "Of course I won't," she said rudely, and slammed down her mobile. She packed her suitcase, put on her sun hat, and set off for the station. When she got to the seaside, she went straight to the beach and built a gigantic sandcastle. Then she bought 15 enormous ice cream cornets and stuck them into the turret. How pretty they looked! She lay with her paws in the air, blissfully licking one ice cream after the other and watching some of them melt into the moat. She fell asleep in the sunshine. When she woke the next morning, it was cold and dark and the beach was empty. The tide had come in. The sandcastle was ruined, the tent lay soaking wet in the moat, but worst of all, her mobile had disappeared. Now she couldn't even ring Bodger for help. Further along the beach was the little cafe where she had bought all those ice creams yesterday. Behind the counter was an incredibly handsome bloodhound. He looked kind, and Rosie Snowdrop saw that in his pocket he had a mobile. She went in timidly and stood there shivering. As she approached the handsome bloodhound, he doffed his enormous hat. She couldn't believe her eyes. He too had one very wonky ear. For a whole minute she stared in silence. She'd never seen another wonky-eared dog. Surely he would help her. She began talking non-stop. "Hello, I'm Rosie Snowdrop. I wanted to come to the seaside and none of my friends would come, and the stupid poodles laughed at my wonky ear, and Bodger said I might be lonely, and I am. And I'm fed up with ice creams, and the tide came in and ruined my sandcastle, and I've lost my mobile and my train ticket home, and all I want is to be back with my family, even if it's on a farm with horrible cats." "Slowly, slowly, Rosie Snowdrop," said the handsome bloodhound. "Let me introduce myself. My name is Luigi Gelatino, and I'm the manager of this cafe. You look freezing cold, and I bet you're starving. Let me bring you some food, and then I'll ring your friend Bodger." Rosie Snowdrop forgot her table manners. She gobbled everything Luigi brought her. While she was eating, Luigi dialed 7777777 and talked to Bodger. He told him what had happened to Rosie and said he would look after her and take her back to the farm the next day. Then Luigi took Rosie and brought her a gorgeous new hat decorated with ribbons and pink flowers. As night fell, they sat on the beach eating one last ice cream. "Thank you, dear Luigi, for rescuing me and treating me to such a wonderful day," said Rosie Snowdrop. "Perhaps next year I can come back and visit you, but only if Bodger and my family can come too." The end.